Hello. So in this lecture, we will learn about how we can compare our sales data from this year with the previous year using a very simple DAX formula, and then we will see how we can analyze it using conditional formatting. So we will first take a table here, a table visual, and in this we will add our sales data. There we go, and we will add the dates here. So this is the hierarchy of date. We just need the overall order date. So let me just zoom it. So you can see the sales, the order date. Let me also make it a bit bigger in the text size. There we go. So now we have the dates and the sales overall. Now what we want is we want to see the last year's sales. Okay. So for that we have to create a couple of measures. First measure we will be creating is we will be taking the total sum of the sales. So total sales equals to sum of our sales. So in this drop down we will select our sales just like that and hit it. So we have the total sales. Now we will be using a DAX formula, a very easy and very useful DAX formula. So when I'm saying very important and very useful, because this can really be a savior for you when you are comparing the last year's sales data with this year's, because with just one formula it would be very easy for you to analyze it. So we will name it last ly sales, last year's sales. So this will be the, so now we will be adding our total sales which we have just created, total sales data. So we cannot really directly add the total sales data. We need to put a condition here. So for that we will be adding the calculate measure. So calculate measure, just calculate formula helps to uh, enter an expression. So our expression will be total sales data, and along with that we can put a filter in it. So we will add our sales, total sales measure which we have just created, and we will apply a condition of the measure which I am talking about, which is same period last year. So just type in same period last year, and now what I need to just put here is the column which consists of our dates. So we have here the order date, select it and close the brackets, and we are done. So just with this one particular formula, same period last year, we have created our last year sales column as well. There we go. So you can see our data is from 2010 to 2017. So this column 2010 will be remain as blank, and these next values will be there. So how you can say verify this data. So you can see here 1st January 2011 our current sales year data is 35,000, and it shows the last year sales data of $24,772. So as you can see 1st January 2010 it has the same value 24,772. So now we have this column by column uh, a comparison of our values of sales this year and last year. So now we want to uh, make it much more visually effective using conditional formatting. Okay, so let's do the conditional formatting in here. So for that we need to create one more measure, our variance of sales of this year minus sales of previous year or last year. So this will be the difference. So now quickly let me put this in our table. So now there you can see, but there will be one more problem in this particular measure after you will create it. So now you can see this is pretty much showing good data. So all this positive value or negative value shows our profit or loss from this year or past year. But what about this? In 2010, there is actually no last year sales, but so it is showing just sales here, which doesn't really look good. So we need to make them blank as well. So we need to do some of the changes in our formula. So for that, right before the formula, we'll add another if condition. So if we will use the is blank formula, which is also found in MS Excel. So if is blank last year's sales, then our condition should be blank. All right. And if it is not blank, then this condition total sales versus last year's sales should work. And there you go. Now you can see the variance is blank up here, which kind of really makes sense. Now we need to add the conditional formatting here. So for that, we will jump to format pane and add the conditional formatting here. So we want the background should be colored. We'll click here on and we will select our column. So we want the coloring on the variance. Let me turn it this one off and make the variance colored. So now I will go to advanced color and I will click check here color by rules. So now my condition will be if the value is greater than 0, then the color should be, let's say, this blue. We will add one more condition here, make this if the value is, let it be, value is less than 0, then this is red. So this is our condition for our conditional formatting: greater than 0 blue, less than 0 red. And when you hit OK, there you go. So now you can see our conditional formatting has been applied. So much of loss we have taken really in 2011, but as the time passes by, we have really gained so much of profit in 2015. You can see those blue cells right there. And again in 2017 we are kind of lacking, so we'll work on our sales. But so this is how you use the conditional formatting and your sales of this year versus last year data to analyze your all the values. So I hope you have understood this. And again, if you have any doubt in the measures which we have created or any of the analysis, just feel free to ask it in the QA section and I'm happy to help. We will be doing some really another interesting thing in our next video. So I'll meet you there and thank you.